God bless you guys. This is Sean here from Faith Brings Change. I believe I shared it with you 2 videos ago or so. I know it wasn't so put together. It's because a lot of this stuff is like I get tested by the Lord, but He will come in the form of the enemy, or have His angels come in the form of the enemy, I should say, and test me to see where I am and stuff, and my faith is, and just also show me the tactics of the devil. And in this dream, and I don't listen to Rob Zombie's music or follow him anymore, but I used to back in the day. And the Lord knows everybody's taste, and one of the tastes he had is he had these 70s or different bands he liked, and there's this band called Free. I didn't know what it's called, but I had a dream of this guy named Charlie, a guy I used to hang out with, and Charlie means free man. And he taught me, through him I got into smoking weed and doing a bunch of stuff that I did. And we did a bunch of vandalism and crazy stuff, and we felt like we were free. And so after that, I didn't know that this band, the name of the band was Free, but in the dream, it's like it's like I was given Rob Zombie's voice, and I could sing. And I've jumped at this before, where I've had the voice of other people, and I can just, and I'll turn their voice who are not saved into like Christian songs. And it would be like, if this person would become a believer, this is how they sound, be singing to the Lord. But anyways, in this dream, I was like, had the voice of Rob Zombie, and it was that song by Free, It's All Right Now, It's All Right Now. And it was like this, all right now, it's all right now. And it was almost like if I almost started to sing that, and I woke up. But when I went back to sleep later, I was getting the voice like of God was showing me how these demons, one of them is like Venom. And one of the things Venom can do is he can mimic other people's voices, which is really creepy. And in the show, he did it of Spider-Man or whatever, or Peter, and was mimicking him to Mary Jane and tricking her and stuff. And so, and it scared me. And I was in this dream. I could see this big demonic voice that was like this, almost a part of the darkness and poison. Like it was Venom, without seeing the Venom character. But it was like gigantic, and it had my voice, and it was creepy. And when I was kind of crying because I was getting like tortured or tormented, it felt like, or something, it's like it would say that voice back. And the only way to keep myself from being tormented by it was not to feed it anymore, because if I cried out, it would show, if I showed my weakness, it would mimic it and echo it back to me and like torment me. And it was so crazy and weird. And so it's like I got to stay quiet, and I got to stay rejoicing in the Lord. And that's how I overcame that. But yeah, there's this song that's taken many people to hell. And it's like this Rob Zombie song. And it's like, it's all right now. It's all right now. And it's like very twisted. And people, that song is playing in people that it's all right in their sin, that they can do whatever. And it's going to be this happy ending. And they're just going to go to the grave, and they're maybe just going to rot, and they're not going to have to worry about anything. And it's the most deceptive, most evil calm you can have in your life, to have that kind of peace in that amount of evil you're doing, and just think nothing of it. That you don't think you have to repent. It's an evil song. And that's why God gave that to me. And in the tribulation, guys, you're gonna, if you're walking with the Lord, you're not gonna be part of the judgment that's gonna happen in Revelation chapter 9. You're gonna be able to actually speak to people, even celebrities, because celebrities are gonna type in, what was this event that happened, this 3 days of darkness. The Lord, I didn't used to believe in that, but the Lord told me about it. It was the sign of Jonah. He actually put me in the belly of a well in a dream, and I could see the well, like how Jonah was in there. But it was like I could see the muscles of the animal, and I was given a scroll to write. And it was so real, guys, and the music, and everything God did, like this eerie melody or something he was giving me, melancholy or something. And, they're going to be typing in 3 days of darkness, what happened, and the people that weren't in the darkness. It says, arise and shine, for the Lord his light, is risen upon you. You can read that in Isaiah 60 and all that. He's called you out of darkness and his marvelous light, and all the stuff that it says. But the thing is, it'll be your time to shine at that time, and the celebrities will be looking to you and different things, and there'll be some of them getting saved, guys, believe it or not. And so I'm gonna have the opportunity to speak to Rob Zombie, and so this dream is for him, and to show him to be careful about kind of stuff he's following, as well as other people. But be careful you're not following that song. It's all right now, because I listened to this testimony of this guy who he was telling himself the grace of Jesus covered him no matter what he did, and he was sleeping with prostitutes. And he said that he knew deep down he was guilty, but he was using the grace of God to cover up what he was doing so he could keep doing it. Like telling himself it's all right now. And he dies, and it's not all right now, because he has chains, all these chains on him. And he's on his way to hell, and these demons drag him to hell, and he's falling straight into hell, and he's about to hit the fire, and he begs Jesus, or prays to him. Jesus got him out right before he hit the fire and told him, I trust you. He trusts he's going to this time get it right, and he's not going to play with him anymore. And, he talk about a wake-up call, guys. And so you do not want to be followed. Do not follow that fake piece that tells you it's all right no matter what you do. He believed in once saved, always saved. When he died in that motor accident, he was dead wrong. His name was Randall. I'm listening to his testimony now. He was dead wrong. And so you got to be careful. And if you want a second witness, because it says by the power of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word is confirmed. There was another guy that I heard that he believed in once saved, always saved, and he died, and he went to hell. And when the guy asked him about it for a while, he's like, well, I guess I must have never been saved. And then later, years later, the guy asked him, he's like, do you still believe in once saved, always saved? He's like, I don't believe in that crap. And so he figured it out later. He figured it out. He was there because there is no once saved, always saved. If you want to be once saved, always saved, you got to go and sin no more completely and don't turn back to it. Because when you go to pull your pants down to deliberately masturbate, deliberately, your name is erased from that book of life. Jesus said, whoever sins against me, I'll blot out of my book. That's what his word said. And he showed this guy, Richard Sigmund, you can go look it up on here. He died 8 hours. He was brain dead. He woke up in the morgue. His bones were popping back in place. Jesus carried him back into his body on the way back. Jesus showed him in heaven, and, showed him in heaven that when people would sin in the church, their names would be erased from the book of life. He literally saw it. And when they would repent and turn away from that sin, their names would be written back in. But just like him, he wasn't planning on dying that day. And if he hadn't been ready, he would go straight to hell. And so you don't know, God could take your breath right now. There was a guy that I saw, a couple of people, they were preaching. I saw this one video of this guy, he was preaching, dropped dead on the spot. I heard another guy, the same thing happened. So you don't know when your time is. So you don't want to be playing around with the grace of God, guys. The grace is to give you enough favor to let you know, hey, I'm not condemning you. You don't have to feel like there's no hope no matter what you do to just stay in that. But my grace is that you got a second chance. And so let that grace empower you to get up, not stay there, but get up. And, walk in victory. Learn the victory of the cross and all that. But I love you guys. I am praying for you. I just wanted to tell you, don't be following that song. It's all right now. Don't be following that, guys. But I love you guys. Until next time. Shalom.